being super professional today. If you want to be a creative in the advertising world, you have to have a portfolio. And I don't want to tell you what to do or anything, but like, you have to. As an art director, designer, copywriter, any kind of creative, your portfolio is your meal ticket. It's a collection of your work that will help show the creative director or the recruiter what you're capable of, and ultimately if you deserve an interview. Your portfolio is more important than your resume, more important than your cover letter, and definitely more important than that magician you sent to deliver your resume. Yeah, that happened once. In this video, I'm going to explain the basics of what you should have in your portfolio and how to start putting it all together. So let's go. I'm ready. That was embarrassing. Let's move on immediately. Back in the day, creatives actually had printed out books for their portfolios, like a physical book. So that's why you might hear someone referring to a portfolio as a book, even though everyone just has websites now. There are a ton of options out there for building your site. I personally use and love Squarespace, but there are a ton of good options to choose from. It really just comes down to preference. Just find one that you like, that's easy to use for you, and lets you customize your site however you want. Part of this step is to buy a domain. Now, it's not absolutely necessary that you buy a custom domain, but it is much more professional to have one, and I'm sure there are some people out there who look down on the name.wix.coms of the world. Why did I decide to live next to a train track? The most common domain form is just your name, so your full name or your first initial and your last name or some combination of those things. But I've also seen some clever and funny ones, especially for people who have a common name where they maybe can't get their name as the domain. I just repeated the same words so many times. Just make sure it's not too long or confusing or hard to spell. Each project or campaign you're putting in your portfolio should have its own page. On that page will be a variety of content depending on what it is you made. The basics are a quick written intro and then the work itself. For the intro, make it quick and to the point. No novels, please. Just keep it to the necessary information the reader needs to understand the work they're about to see. Usually it's something like the brand's objective or problem you're trying to solve, or the cultural insight that led you to this idea. Just explain that very quickly and then get to the work. When you're showing your work, you can use kind of anything. Images, GIFs, videos, photos of your work out in the real world if you actually had it produced, audio files of a radio spot you wrote, anything that shows off what you made. When you're first starting out, it's very typical for one project to just be one package design or a collection of 3 print ads. That's just where people tend to start, and there's nothing wrong with that. But as you start to grow and build out your portfolio, you want to show a wider variety of tactics in your projects. Creative directors want to see that you can take a nugget of an idea or concept and translate it across many different things. So social posts, billboards, commercials, radio, experiential, anything. So if you want to start by making 3 print ads or 1 package design, great. You got to start somewhere, and that still shows a little bit of what you can do. Just keep in mind that you should be working towards a portfolio that shows more variety and flexibility. 99% of the portfolios I've seen, their homepage is essentially just a grid of thumbnails representing all of their work. Usually something like this, but you can get creative with it. You can create a unique theme like this one with animated neon signs. You could go the minimalist route and keep it super simple. You could make it seemingly simple, but surprise them with a fun rollover effect. Or you can pick a color scheme and make a consistent look with the logos. Speaking of logos, that is one option for your thumbnails. A lot of people will just take the brand logo of the project and slap it on a thumbnail and you're good to go. But again, you have other options here. You can do whatever you want. You could use GIFs for your thumbnails. Those always add some nice movement and visual interest to your page. Or you can make a thumbnail out of something from the project itself. Almost like a little sneak peek into what you'll see if you click on this project. I actually really like that last method because it gives me a great overview of your vibe or your style the second I get to your homepage. Your About page is home to a few things. A link to a PDF of your resume, contact information, and some stuff, you know, about you. Why am I making this weird? The About page is where we get to see if you'd be cool to work with or not. If you're a normal human, or at least like a not insane, unusual one. If you want to use this page to talk about your professional experience or your career background, highlights, whatever, you can. But personally, I think it is a much better approach to use this page to talk about your hobbies, fun facts about your life, things that are important to you. Give the reader some insight into who you are, but less you the professional and more you the person. So do all of those things and you'll have a portfolio. Easy, right? Putting together a portfolio is time-consuming and hard, and you'll be rearranging and changing it and updating it for most of your career. But you gotta start somewhere. Tell me in the comments what your first project in your portfolio was. Or if you haven't started yet, what will it be? The first addition to my portfolio was actually a collection of 3 print ads. Not following my own advice, am I? But that's why I'm here, to make sure you guys don't make the same mistakes I did. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.